Welcome to mathandstuff.com. Today, we're talking about hypothesis testing and teaching. This is the homepage of mathandstuff.com. One could scroll down to the bottom of the page and take the last link, which is to mathandstuff.com on video. On this page is listed the things that are in video form now. Most of them are as web pages to start with, but this particular one that we're working on today, hypothesis tests, the PDF, was created to support this talk on statistics, a year of statistics in an hour or two, and it's listed here. What we wish to do is look at the web page, the PDF file. We're not going to bother with the spreadsheet, and we're working on the video here. So let's go to the web page first. This is the big picture. This is the page, hypothesis tests. The test statistic in each case for almost every test is really the ratio of the difference between the old and the new, and the spread, the standard error, like the standard deviation. See how similar it is? Okay, so that's a detail that the students should be familiar with before they begin a test. So now, why is this a big deal? Why is this important? Well, anybody can access the file on the web and download it. But downloading it, you may lose some of the organizational quality. So I'm going to leave this. I'm going to go back to here, and I'm going to go to the PDF file. Adobe has beautifully laid out the web page as a PDF file. And they've done a lovely job, because what they've done is they've broken the page so that the images are not cropped in an inappropriate way. Back to the point. The point is the times have changed. Once upon a time, a student would have all of this written in the back of their textbook, but it wouldn't be laid out this cleanly. When you look at any test, and the first one students start with is the Z-test, and then they do the T-test. They start with a large sample, then they go to a small sample. Some students never get past this in their statistics course because they run out of time. But all of the tests that one might find in a normal stat book are listed here. 2-sample Z-test, 2-sample T-test, independent or dependent, analysis of variance, a probability, a proportion test for Z, and here's 2 proportions, chi-squared, a linear regression. Check out the correlation coefficient. All right, so all of this is the big picture. The similarity and the layout makes it easy to find something. Well, that's also nice because you can scroll down to the information on each test. That's the whole point of the PDF file, to have students print it, use it. If they want to throw it away after that, that's their choice. I happen to have all of my college notebooks down in the basement. I haven't looked at any of them in years and years and years, but they're there. But what I do have is my college textbooks and the cheat sheets. And if you don't believe me, I can show them to you. That's a whole nother video. It's listed. I prepared the cheat sheets, the inside and outside, the inside and outside covers for textbooks. I've supplemented that. But back to the point. The point is, you can take this PDF and print it. 16 pages, student has everything they need to know. Well, what's the big deal? I'm getting out of the PDF file. I'm now going to a directory of the images listed in the PDF file. There are 21 tests. That's what one of them looks like. I suggest to a teacher who might be interested, if you're not interested, don't bother. Just copy your PDF file. But if you're interested, you could download each image and save it in a file in a directory. Why? This is why. Find this. This is the first test, a z-test normal distribution. And I've laid out for you the text of writing the test. This is, can I scroll? Wonderful. Okay, n is greater than or equal to 30. Null hypothesis is always this, but the alternate hypothesis, there could be 3 of them, 3 different ones. You have to choose by the situation. Here's the layout. Here's the z-scores that are critical. Calculator can do the computation for you. We'll get to that in a minute. Here's a typical problem with the graphics already laid out. Statement of the null and alternate hypothesis. The test statistic computed by paper. A statement summarizing the result of the test. And additional information gleaned when the test is running using a calculator. In this case, the data was not in the calculator. So when it was given here, we had to input it in the calculator. All of that is ready at a moment's notice if you've downloaded that picture. If not, it's on the PDF file. A student can look at it. For every test, you'll find the same kind of setup. And we continue. Z-test for proportionality, probability. That's what we're talking about here. Linear regression. How tight is the data? How good a fit it is? 2 sample Z, 2 sample T, chi-squared, goodness of fit, chi-square analysis of variance. Now we go back to this here. These images, where did they come from? In a moment, we'll get there. Analysis of variance in a bigger form, sign test, all laid out, all so you don't have to write everything on the board. It's here. You can walk through it, or you can have this ready. Here's your computation. Let's just go through normality. You notice again the spreadsheets. Wilcox rank sum. And there should be one more. That's it. Okay, I'm getting out of the directory. I don't need that. I could go back to the PDF file. It's all there. I'm not going to do that. I'm again going to Math and Stuff on Video, and I do want to look at the web page. No, I changed my mind. I do want to look at the spreadsheet. What spreadsheet? Well, there's a regular spreadsheet here for normal statistical computation, mean, mode, median, z-scores, probability distribution, binomial distribution. That's routine, but this spreadsheet is just for hypothesis tests. I'm going to open it. And the first thing I always do is save it under a new name. I'm going to stick it in upload because I can find it there. I'm going to use today's date. Sometimes when I'm teaching, I want to save a problem that I worked on and I like. So I date it so I can find when I was working on that. Okay, here's what's on it. All the tests, all the computational spreadsheets for doing the tests. So we go to deviation. Oh, this is no big deal. It computes the mean, the standard deviation, lets you choose your data, and shows the computation. Z-score, Stanines, probability, notes on all that, cumulative normal. Here we get to the good stuff. All that stuff was found in the regular stat spreadsheet. Now we go to binomial and chi-squared. All the computation it'll do for you. Here's chi-squared. Stick in your values. Oh, I don't even know what to pick. Let's pick something. Let's make that 20. Let's make this 25. Notice it does the computation. Observe minus expected. Square it. Divide it by the error. All the computation up to 5 pairs. Ready for you to use. It's what I made the images for the PDF file and the spreadsheet. Random numbers, you probably won't want that, but here we go with a 2P test. Are the probabilities the same? Independence and homogeneity, you've got plenty of room to edit the numbers. You might have a student or class create their own problems and have the spreadsheet do the computation. They would work on the words and the phrasing. The spreadsheet would do the work, quote work. We've got, this gets in the way. Prove it's normal homogeneity. Here we go. Prove normal, independent to samples, dependent, and I can go more, and I can go more. Correlation coefficient does the computation for you. Analysis of variance with instructions, sign test, and that's the meat of the spreadsheet. The spreadsheet is provided and I don't need it. I could save changes or not. I'm not, but it's all listed under the hypothesis test PDF file. That's all I have for you for today.